I love to scare people. I make monsters. I can scare anybody. I bring your nightmares to life. I've been creating creatures and characters for film for the past 30 years. When I say I mean we. Myself and the artists and brilliant technicians at Stän Winstone Studio have been responsible as being a part of the mix for the creation of some of the most iconic characters in motion picture history. From the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, the Terminator, the entire Terminator series, the Predator, the Queen Alien in Aliens, Edward Scissorhands. This studio has, in fact, created more iconic characters in this genre than anywhere else in the world. I've been a fan of comic books, action figures, and games, science fiction, fantasy, and horror films my whole life. I decided, why not pull it all together and be a part of creating characters and creatures and monsters for video games. It made great sense to me to be a part of the creation of a really cool video game that will scare the out of you, and to be a part of creating the creatures and the characters for that video game. So when I was approached by Midway about being involved with The Suffering, it was a slam dunk, of course. And the important thing for me is that this video game is scary, and that these creatures are unsettling, and that they're beyond what you've seen. And from this comes the movie. The Suffering is a brilliantly simple concept. A man's torment, a man's dreams or not, a man on death row, a man who is supposed to die, who is supposed to be a killer, and to have to confront demons of sort, monsters of sort, creatures unleashed within a prison environment is just a great concept. It's a great concept for a game. It's a great concept for a movie. Well, the studio's main involvement with The Suffering was to take concepts that Midway had already created within the game for creatures in the game, for the disfigured characters that were in the game, and for the artists at Stän Winstone Studio, especially Terry Wolfinger, take these concepts and Stän Winstonize them.
I was involved with the Suffering project primarily as the character designer. There was existing characters already, and how we were involved was a lot of the stuff came to us and we'd put a polish on top of the art that they had already designed. So I did a lot of color design, I did a lot of refining of existing characters, and there were some really cool characters, like for instance one guy was put to death in an electric chair. So we did a lot of referencing of electric chairs and prison uniforms. Derive your inspiration from, anything from, nightmares to, cruising by your local morgue, on a Sunday afternoon.
My hope for the Suffering license, first and foremost, is this game is a successful game. That everyone enjoys playing it, that it's scary, that the creatures are cool, and that it's a successful game standing on its own. Selfishly beyond that, most importantly for me, is to create the movie, produce the movie based on the game, and have that movie be a terrifying movie, bring these characters to life on screen, and scare the bejesus out of you. Everyone loves prison movies. The prison environment is such a rich environment, full of always rich characters, people on the edge, people demented, people in great conflict, and to add to that mix the creature, character, scenario of a monster movie, of a horror movie, is the perfect scenario for a movie. I don't believe anybody can be in the creative process of anything unless they are a fan of what they're doing. I couldn't be in the creative process of a video game if I didn't play video games. I think in some ways a video game experience has the possibilities and can and has been as scary an experience for the gamer as the audience in the theater, and in some ways and sometimes even scarier because it's interactive. And I think the game mounted properly will create that experience, and it's a great fun experience. Then to be able to translate that experience, that terrifying experience from the game to film, is the next challenge. I love these kinds of stories. I love these kinds of characters. I love playing these games. Therefore, I want to be a part of making them.